Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah.
This is Kevin with Home Buddies
Home Buddies.
on Builder TV.
So this is the Home Buddy show on Builder TV. Yeah.
The Home Buddy Show on Builder TV.
The heck is a Home Buddy?
A home buddy is your home's best friend.
Hey, that sounds cool.
Yeah. And today we're going to be brought to you by God's Garage.
That our sponsor?
That is our sponsor today.
What do?
They work on cars. They do refurbish cars for veterans and single mothers and that kind of thing.
Clothing. I hear they help out the community in a big way.
Yes, they're a big part of the community in the Conroe area.
Good. What's their phone number? Do they have a website?
Their phone number is 832-493-5400. And their website is M. Zielinski.
That sounds like a name. That's an email address.
Yes, that's the
Shouldn't it be
email address.
godsgarage.org or something like that?
It says M. Zielinski, Zielinski, at godsgarage.org.
So it's godsgarage.org is the website, and that you just read.
Oh, that
his
would be an
address.
email.
It's okay. No
We'll
problem.
get it figured out.
We're not professionals at this. We're professionals at helping people improve their homes. So don't feel bad at all.
Right.
Okay. All right. So who are you? Because it's your show, I think.
I am Kevin Potter. Kevin Potter.
Hey, Kevin. What's up?
I'm good. And this other voice you're hearing is Dave Brown.
Yes.
He's with Attic Buddies. And today we are going to...
Wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
It's Attic Buddies,
Attic
the
Buddies.
friendly
The
insulation
friendly
experts.
insulation experts.
Yeah.
I forgot a part of that.
Thank you.
Okay.
So how you doing?
I am great. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Just got out of an attic this morning. About, I think it was 1,400 square feet. We had to add 13 inches in some places, 4 inches in others. We sealed around all the intrusions into the attic, which really makes for a tighter air envelope in the home. We have one of the best crews in the business, and we make sure that your house is prepared against freeze, which is what we're going to talk about today.
Right.
And other than that, I'm doing pretty well.
That's good. That's good. So, talking about freeze, it's that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody remembers what happened earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting back into that type of weather. Hopefully, we don't have it as bad. So, what can people do to prep for the cold weather that's coming? Or hopefully we don't get, but you never know, we might.
Right. So in this region, we weren't prepared for it. We didn't build for cold weather. So you'll see a lot of garages that have, you have the water spigot that actually runs down the garage wall.
Right.
But garages are typically not insulated. So we want to do a retrofit. What we want to do is make an incision and pipe some insulation in around that piping, which most likely will not have any insulation around it. And what that can do is that can prevent the transfer of heat out of that pipe so you don't get freezing. So we're doing a lot of that. And if you're not sure, just let us know. We have infrared cameras so we can actually look into your wall and tell you if you have insulation in that wall.
Okay. Now, with an infrared camera, do you have to put any holes in the walls or anything? Or?
If, in fact, we find that there's no insulation, we have to make just one incision. It's 3 inches. And then we put a 1 1/4 or 1 1/2 inch pipe down in there and pipe the insulation in. And then we preserve that. We call it a medallion. That's going to go back into that hole. And then there's some plaster and some paint, and you're back in business.
Okay. So for the initial estimate, you wouldn't have to put a hole in the wall.
No, not at all.
To do anything.
Yeah,
I think people worry about that at home.
Right.
You know, how am I going to find out? Oh, they're going to have to put a hole in the wall.
Right.
And
but they'll be more worried when they get a $3,000 repair bill from the sheetrock people and the plumber and everything else. So, it's worth the investment on the small side first to get it right. This way you don't have to deal with a larger bill later on down the road. And while we're at it, we'll take a look at your attic. Let's make sure that it's properly insulated, properly aerated, and also properly rejecting radiant heat. So there's 3 things that happen in an attic. You're going to deal with conductive heat, That means hot to touch.
Right.
Convective heat, that means heated air. And then radiant heat, which means that's the sun shining. So we want to address all three of those elements so that we can make your home more efficient and also more freeze resistant.
Okay. So everything that you do is not keeping heat out. Sometimes you have to keep heat in.
You got it.
So it's sort of, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you nailed it. It seems like you've done some of this work before. But in the winter, the goal is to keep the heat in the house. So we're managing heat. It's called thermal management. And what we're doing is that by adding the proper resistance value or R value, we're keeping the heat in the house longer in the winter. So that also helps with retaining the heat in your house so that you don't freeze. Freezing is the absence of heat. A lot of people mistakenly think that we're trying to reject cold, like we're trying to keep the cold from
out.
entering. That there's no such thing as cold in scientific terms. The cold is only the absence of heat.
So, okay, so, and we know that there are, in Texas, they put pipes in, whether it be PVC, PEX, in some cases copper, and I'm sure there's probably still some older houses out with
I hate to say lead.
yeah, that's galvanized pipe.
Galvanized, right.
And so, you know, a lot of places don't have pipes in the ceilings or anything as far as other states. But here we do. What steps do you take? Because I know just covering it isn't always going to work.
Right. Well, we're not licensed plumbers, but we see a lot of plumbing work. And let's go with good, better, best, right? So good would be PVC, barely. Better would be copper, and then best would be PEX. Right. So if you look up in your attic and most of your water pipes are PVC, it's a good time for you to consider changing over to PEX. I would leapfrog copper and go to PEX. In the event that that's not affordable for you, then let's make sure that we get the proper size sleeve, insulation sleeve around that, and then blow-in insulation on top of that. So we have what's called a redundant system, so that if people are traveling around your attic and they knock away the blown-in, you still have something to protect it. You have some protection.
Okay, because we all know that there's no give in any of those pipes. PEX, I think, has a little give.
A lot more, yeah. So PEX can expand and contract with the heat and the cold much better than any other piping system that we know of.
Right.
But even with PEX, if you can get a sleeve on it, you should do that. And then also, again, add some redundancy with the proper amount of insulation blown in on top. Now, I want to tell you something about why a lot of people froze in Houston and surrounding areas. Because they had the wrong insulation in their attic. So many of them had batting or bats. Typically, bats are 5 inches, and typically they're 5 inches. That's my phone. Someone probably calling for insulation. Typically, they're 5 inches, but they sit underneath the plumbing. So what good is that? That doesn't. That's not. It needs to. Your plumbing should be encased like a coat, like you would. Right. Out on a winter day, you put in a coat. You don't keep the coat open. You don't carry it over your back. That's not going to help you. It needs to be. You need to be encased in that insulation.
Yeah, you need to be wrapped, and so
right.
And that way you don't have the problems that a lot of people did in Houston last year, which was the busted pipes, drywall damage, plumbing damage, floor damage.
Oh man! So let's just say. You say, I don't believe a word Dave from Attic Buddies is saying. I'm just going to take my chances. Okay. So you take your chances. You come home one night after a nice dinner, and it's freezing below, and your ceiling is now on your floor. You've got wet insulation, which could potentially cause mold. And many times you might have droppings from rats and stuff in your attic. Now it's in your house. Now your floor is wet. So you're just compounding the amount of work and potential problems that you're going to then pay for. And then good luck getting a plumber, because when this happens, the wait for plumbers backs up 6 weeks, 7, 8 weeks.
Right.
So, what is it? an ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure.
Right.
That's what we're talking about here. So it's really, I can't obviously throw out prices, but it's much more affordable than the alternative, which is, a complete remodel of your house.
Well, that, and then you'd probably have to go live somewhere else. And then
Oh, man.
if you got mold and then the diseases that rodents do carry,
Right.
there's a lot of different
Right.
things. You're not just saying, hey, just insulate because that's what needs to be done.
Exactly.
Look at what all you're preventing.
Yeah.
So there could be health issues there. There can be many things.
Right.
So
So let's talk a little bit about what we're offering. So we've got a 2-week special that we're running. That number one, we're going to give you a free inspection. That's probably the most important part. During that inspection, we can find out if you have holes in your roof, leaks. So it's not just the insulation. We'll give you a complete inspection that will check out how the airflow is in your attic. We can make recommendations that will help improve the value of your property, number one, but more of the resistance to any potential thermal loss, right?
okay.
So you get that. That's absolutely no cost. Just give us a call. You can schedule on our website at atticbuddies.com, or you can call us at 832-464-7176. And you can even text us. So there's 3 ways: call, text, or click. You're going to also be able to take advantage of a free disinfection in your attic, which is an antibacterial bleach mist that we use. You'll also get a free air seal, which means that any intrusions that are in your attic, we're going to spray foam around each one and every one of them, which will improve the air envelope of your home. That means it tightens the airflow, so now you have a better chance at resisting mold and moisture. And then to top it off, we're going to add baffles. And so baffles are a really important part of blowing in insulation. Baffles are what keep that insulation from falling into the soffit vents, and now you don't have any airflow if you let that happen.
It'll plug the airflow.
Yeah. So on top of that, I hate to sound kind of infomercially, but wait, there's more.
Right.
But on top of that, we're going to give you a $199 discount on the total service. So you have to act now before the end of October, and all of these benefits will be added to you if you decided to hire us. Now, we want to basically, our motto is this: we never take payment until the work is done to an extremely high level and you're super satisfied. We're $1 million a year insured, so that we're covered, and our workers are also insured. We follow all protocols concerning COVID. Kind of the experience with us is we like to say that it's like dealing with your favorite chicken restaurant. What's the one that says "my pleasure"?
ChickfilA.
There you go. You said it. I did.
ChickfilA.
But we strive to give you that level of service for a home improvement company. We communicate through all phases. We send you emails letting you know when we're on our way, and then we do our best to make sure that you see what we see. So as we do each phase of the job, we take pictures, and you have an opportunity to see what we see. So we don't just go up in the attic and say we did it. We also show our work. So take advantage of that. Again, $199 off. If you call before the end of October, free inspection, a free estimate, free air seal, disinfection, and baffles. And that's really, that's a value of probably about $900. So it's a big good time to take advantage of that. Can I say the number one more time?
Yeah, go ahead and give us your number and your email or your
It's 832-464-7176, atticbuddies.com. We're the friendly insulation experts, and we're happy to help. Just feel free to give us a call.
Okay. So we've pretty much wrapped that up. As far as cold prep,
Right.
It sounds like it can save you a lot of money. It might cost you a little bit in the beginning, but in the long run, it's going to save you a lot of money.
That's right.
So you've got mold. You can prevent mold. You can prevent your ceiling being on the floor. You can prevent your floors being ruined. You can prevent possible diseases from rodents.
And then also, the hidden benefit is that it extends the life of your HVAC system. It basically improves the value of your home, and that's really overlook the benefit of what a proper insulation install will do for you.
So in other words, it would actually improve your air quality.
Everything, yes, sir. And you end up sleeping better sometimes, so you can, better air quality, better rest. Health conditions can
Less
be
allergies.
improved, less allergies. Yeah, we can go on. And then also the sound deadening, which is another hidden factor that, another 8 inches of insulation will improve the quietness of your home. So you're talking about a better night's sleep.
So if you have loud kids,
Yeah. Not my kids. You could have 2 meters of insulation, you'll still hear them. But I do appreciate you inviting us on the show. Hopefully we can come back and talk about other things, airflow, solar attic fans, and how they improve the airflow of your attic. If you bring down the temperature, you really reduce the wear and tear on your roof and everything else.
Yeah, I think is what we'll do. We'll have to do like a whole session on the steps of,
Yeah.
because I know it's just more than, okay, let me put some insulation in here. Or, like you said, baffles and
right.
all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of steps. So definitely we'll have you back.
Okay.
Hopefully here in the next week or so. Again, this whole broadcast show was brought to you by God's Garage again.
God's Garage. I'm a veteran, by the way, so thank you, God's Garage. That's you probably helped a lot of my brothers and sisters.
Well, that's great. See, you help people and people help you.
Yes, sir.
That's a great thing. All right. Did you want to give your number and website again?
If you think you're under-insulated, I'll tell you what some of the benchmark is if you can see the floor joist in your attic, then you're definitely under-insulated. So give Attic Buddies Insulation a call at 832-464-7176 or schedule for yourself at atticbuddies.com. Or you can even text us, and we're happy to get you on our schedule for this week, and we could be in your house installing services by next week.
Did you want to do the special again you're running real quick? And then we'll get...
Yeah, $199 off. You got to call before the end of October, and that's if you hire us. We'll take $199 off. You get a free disinfection, free air seal, free baffles, and free inspection, and free estimate.
All right. Well, that's all for today's show on Attic Buddies.
Home Buddies.
I'm sorry, Home Buddies podcast. Too many buddies in there.
No, never enough buddies.
Never enough. All right. So for your Home Buddies on Builder TV.
Yep.
And
what's your name?
My name is Kevin.
All right.
And I am the host.
Kev.
Kevy Kev.
Thanks, man.
Go. All right, Dave.
Appreciate it. All right.
We appreciate you coming in.
Wow.
Thanks a lot, sir.
Yes, sir.